Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who do not know me, hello. You're about to experience some average content. But today I'm going to do another story time covering lifeguarding because you guys, I don't know if it's because it's summer. I don't know if it's become the new trend just because of that Baywatch movie that Zac Efron was in, but all you guys want to hear about is my lifeguarding experiences. So I decided I would do another one. These are going to be some mini story times like the last one, and I wrote it down here. I had to show you guys really fast because some people I just listed out their names, which I'm not going to expose because I'm not like that. This is a pretty clean channel, but I am going to spill the tea here with the stories at least. If you like one of the 4 stories I'm going to tell, I think that's a pretty good number. So go ahead and just like this video. Leave a comment about whatever you want. And don't forget to hit subscribe because I'm so good about posting once a week that you're going to get free entertainment. Free B+ entertainment once a week. Who does not want that?
Oh, this is what it feels like. Oh, this is what it feels like.
This first story is about the time. This story is, I remember it's really quick, but I remember there was this other female lifeguard and she had a baby. And that was fine and all, but it was the weirdest thing. So I don't know what we were talking about, but I'm in my one-piece swimsuit and she literally touches me, puts her hand on my stomach and goes, "Ooh, girl, you have a belly. You need to work out." And I remember being so mad about this. Now, I'm someone where, you know, I really am pretty confident about my body, but I kind of understand. The door's open, 1 second. You guys are still here, right? Okay, so sorry about that. The AC was going and I swear you guys can hear it, so I just closed my door. Okay, so I'm pretty confident about my body, but I also know how it looks. I'm not very curvy, and I kind of have just this bunched up petite body, and I have an arched back. So I guess, you know, the kind that little 9-year-olds have, I still have that. So I guess, I don't know if maybe, I don't know, there's no reason for me to explain myself in this situation. She should not be touching me, she should not be commenting on my body, and she should especially not be saying these things to my face, which I felt was really hypocritical because I could have very easily spun that around and targeted her body far more, but I don't really think that way. You know, that's not how I judge who should be my friend or anything like that. So I just remember I was so mad. I tweeted about it, and then it was really awkward because I was on stand and someone in higher management with lifeguarding came out, and then she goes, "Was that tweet about so-and-so?" I was so embarrassed. I never, you know, sometimes, you know, you think it's cool to be petty, but I remember I was so humiliated that she found out that that tweet was about another lifeguard. However, she didn't care. She loved the drama. She thought it was so funny, and I think she went on to tell people about it, but it was just not cool. So, you know, for that, I can't even remember this girl's name who did that to me, but I don't think I'm Facebook friends with her, and I never will be. And I'm not gonna connect with you on LinkedIn. You should ask the last girl. Now, this other one was about this one girl, and she went to another private school. I had not known her beforehand. She was a pretty girl. You know, she had some angelic looks about her that you would probably not assume the worst. But man, she was not nice. And I remember this other time when I swim up to her to socialize because, you know, when you're down guards and you're not up on the stand, you know, you kind of form a uniform group. There's not really cliques. You're supposed to all get along, get together. So I remember being in the pool, the corner of the pool, and approaching her, and she was talking to her friend, And all was good, but she decided that she wanted to talk about her family. And she looks at me and she goes, "Go away, I'm talking about my family." And I remember just being awestruck. I was frozen. I never had anyone be that direct with me, and for the fact of being that rude. And then she literally repeats herself in a louder tone, and while I'm in the pool, she puts her hand on me and proceeds to push me out of the conversation physically push me. I don't know why these lifeguards want to touch me. Go away, I said I'm talking about my family. And then I was so stunned by that, and it was the rudest thing ever. I cannot believe it. I'm someone, you shouldn't be physically touching anyone, but I really hate being physically touched. You do not touch me. Do not lay a finger on me. Do not threaten me. Do not come close to me. I was livid, but in the end, I decided just to choose my battles. I decided to not do much about it. But I remember she ended up losing a ring, and she decided to blame my best friend solely because she's Mexican. I will never forgive this girl to this day. If I ever run into her, I'm gonna act like I don't know her, because that's how rude she is. And at this point in time, when you're 18 something years old and you act like that, I don't think you could have changed much. So no, she doesn't know what she did wrong. She's a brat. Is this just me doing therapy with you guys? So then I had this other time when I was a fairly new lifeguard. I remember I was in the indoor guard office. This time this is about a boy. So let's leave the sexism behind. This time there was this boy, and I don't know what his problem was, but I remember, when you're an indoor lifeguard and you're that rotation, you have to test the pool chemicals. And it's pretty easy once you know how to do it. It's literally putting 10 drops of this and then 5 drops of that, shaking it, looking at the color, where does it match to, something like that. So I'm doing that, and I remember him just being really taunting because he knew I was a lifeguard, and him saying, "Oh, don't mess up." And how he said it was so incredibly rude. I could not have taken it another way, because I live the world of flirtiness, and I would know if he was flirting with me. This guy was just being really rude to me, and so I was just not having it. And then I remember the next hour he had to test the pool chemicals, and just because I was a new lifeguard and I was a woman, I was not going to let this happen. So I remember I said to him, "Don't mess up," and maybe it was getting on his level, but I remember he had to grab a pen from this drawer, and I was in the way of the drawer. So he rips the drawer out, and he hits me to a point where I'm knocked backwards, grabs a pen, and then just starts breathing really hard, not looking at me, but breathing really hard in frustration, and does the pool chemicals. And then luckily that was the last hour of his shift, and I don't know what happened to him. Within a few weeks he disappeared. I hope it was karma, but it was, man, that was crazy. I don't know. What is it with being touched and physically maneuvered at my job? I don't understand it. I don't know if it's because we're so young. Some of us haven't developed how to release our aggressions. I don't know. Okay, so this last story is going to be a little bit longer. It is about, what do you know, a female lifeguard. I swear, I get along with girls. Most of my friends are girls, but female lifeguards, I think maybe it's a power struggle. I don't know. But there was this one female lifeguard that I worked with, and she was probably the worst. And I think it was because I worked with her for so long during the summer, and it was in more closed corridors, I would say. And everything, I always had to bite my lip on, because she had some relative, some connection with higher management. So that's how she appeared, and it was her first year of being a lifeguard, but she acted like she had 10 years of experience. When I came in, even though I was, I guess new to the pool, I had many years of experience of lifeguarding under my belt. And I don't want to go in too far in depth, because I think there was a lot of things going on in her personal life But to a certain degree, that's no excuse for bad behavior, because I could very easily become a brat and be rude to people and blame my past experiences. But I remember she was very condescending to me, and whenever I would make a judgment call, whether it was putting a kid in timeout or just choosing how I wanted to interact with the kids with cleaning up after their playtime, she would always undermine me and tell the kid to do something else. And it was very obnoxious. And just how she would always, make comments to me that I wasn't doing my job very well. And this whole time I had to bite my lip. It was terrible. And it wasn't worth it, because no matter what I said, she wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't going anywhere. We were coworkers. So I just figured I was going to do what I can. And the thing that was also drove me crazy is she was a terrible lifeguard. I remember when her boss would leave, I remember one time she chose to just abandon the pool when she was up on stand. I have no idea. I can't remember what her excuse was, but it wasn't even to go to the bathroom or having some family emergency, some phone call, nothing like that. She just made the judgment call because she wanted to leave and go check her phone or grab a sandwich. It was something like that, something so minor. She just left. And then when it was addressed to her, she lied about it. And it was the most ridiculous thing, because I was there. I'm literally watching from across the pool, her watching the water and just leave, even though she loved to dictate people going up on stand. I guess the rules didn't apply to her. And then what else did she do? It was crazy. Besides saying, rude stuff and doing that, I remember when it came time to doing some in-service with practice saves, I remember we were practicing doing the head splint, where if somebody has some type of spinal injury, you have to secure them, and what you do is when they're in the pool, you need to get their arms in this position, kind of like a streamline. So you're locking their head in, so you're able to maneuver their body without having to cause too much damage to the spine, and making sure that they can get out safely. So, well, they can't get out safely. You got to put them on a board, strap them to it, and then take them out safely. But, this story is for everyone, you non-lifeguards. And so I remember when it came time for her to do a practice one of that, she grabbed the kid who was drowning by the neck and lifts him up out of the pool. And I was just flabbergasted, because we were a small team of lifeguards, and she did that, and she just kind of brushed it off, which I guess, if we were all friends, that would be cool, but she didn't really seem to learn. Now, I will say though, she did do her other saves just fine, and the fact that we had enough experienced people who could handle that injury in the future, that it was a safe pool. It really was. We did have strong enough lifeguards that would have been equipped for this situation, but she just wouldn't be able to handle that job. It was just amazing to me, her cockiness, when she couldn't even do a head splint. Come on. That is 101. So, okay, so that concludes my video. I hope this is enough drama for you guys. If you guys experience little tidbits of drama like this, leave it in the comments, because I'm curious about it, or just make your own video and let me know so I can watch it. But if you guys are, I know the day-to-day can be hard and there can be a clash of personalities, but my advice to you is honestly just practice like it is going to be your future career, where you're going to have to get along with employees, and so you can't be gossipy and petty and all that. And I've had my share of being frustrated and venting to other lifeguards, and luckily it hadn't bit me in the butt, but that's not really a great practice to have. And I think a lot of times when you do clash personalities and you're young, I think you need to peel back the layers that at this age, there's a lot of people who are going through family stuff, finding themselves, other kinds of insecurities that it's not an excuse for, But maybe if you take time to think, it'll be a better understanding and you'll be able to get through the summer. Well, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna go, it's 11:44. I'm not gonna go to sleep. Maybe I'll play The Sims. I don't know. Okay, bye guys.